Hello and welcome back to Left-Handed Crochet Lady. I'm Rachel and I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful leaf garland. The example I'll be using, this one is 35 inches when it's tightened, and it's about 30 inches when it's looser. And so you just want to make sure that you get the right length. I'm going to be making a longer one for myself, but this is a very easy project to pick up and put back down and add to it as you want to, as you'll see. All right, let's get started. So to make the leaf, you're going to need a tapestry needle, a hook that's 1/2 millimeter bigger than the hook that the yarn calls for, some scissors, and 2 stitch markers. So to start out the base, you're going to make a slip knot about 1 to 2 inches long. It doesn't have to be super long. And you're going to chain 10. Nine and 10. Okay. And you want to make sure that you definitely have 10 because you don't want to miss any stitches on this one. And then into that second loop, so this is the first one, into the second one you're going to pop a slip stitch. And you want to try to make sure not to do any of your stitches super tight. And if you do, you'll see in your other leaves, like they'll kind of all turn out different, which is really fun, but it's just helpful to get into that back side a little bit easier. And then the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. And then into the next stitch, you're going to do a 1/2 double crochet. The next one, a 1/2 double crochet. And then a double crochet. And then one more double crochet. So far you're going to have the slip stitch, a single crochet, 2 double crochets, or 2 1/2 double crochets, and 2 double crochets. And then the next 2 stitches are going to be a modified treble crochet or triple crochet. And how we're going to do that is we're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through and pull up 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first, pull through just 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop again, yarn over, pull through the middle 2 loops, yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. Okay? We're going to do this one a total of 4 times when you make your leaves. I'm going to do it 3 more times for you. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through that loop, yarn over, pull through that loop again, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, the 2 middle ones, yarn over, pull through the rest of the loops. Okay? And you can see on the back, it gives it that height, and it looks a lot like a treble crochet, but it's a lot simpler to do. And then in the last stitch, you have 1 stitch left. You're going to pop 2 double crochets and a 1/2 double crochet into that last stitch. 1. You want to make sure that you get that loop. 2. and then a half double crochet into that same loop. Okay, so what you're gonna have for this row is you're gonna have a slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, 2 modified triple crochets, and then in the last loop you're going to put 2 double crochets and 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to go to the back side. So the way that the back side works is it's almost like we're just creating a mirror with our work. Okay, so we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're just going to be coming back the opposite direction. So this first loop right here, you can see there's a little hole, and the way to find it is you just find it right below that tail. There's the knot right there, and then here's the loop. You're going to do a half double crochet and 2 double crochets in there. Before I do my 2 double crochets though, I'm going to pop in my stitch marker right here, because that's the beginning of this round going back. 2 more double crochets into that loop. And then we're going to do the modified triple crochet into this loop and this loop. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, and these ones are a little bit tougher to get through, so it's okay if you just push a little bit. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through that first loop, yarn over, pull through that first loop, yarn over, pull through the first or the 2 middle loops, yarn over, and pull through those last 2 loops. Okay, and 1 more of those triple modified stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Go through that first one, second one, pull through those middle 2, and then the rest. Perfect. And one way that you can kind of tell if you're mirroring is if you turn your work around or look at it from a top. So the next 2 stitches are going to be double crochets. Double crochet. And then 2 half double crochets. Looked like I didn't grab the right thing there. Half double crochet, half double crochet. Oops. Like I said, it can be a little tricky to get into those spaces on this back part. And then you're going to pop in a single crochet right here. Okay. And then you're going to put a slip stitch in this part right here. So you can see that this is the start of last. So you have this one left. And you're just going to pop a slip stitch right in there. Okay, so I'm going to take this out and show you again what those stitches were. So in that first loop, you're going to do a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, 2 modified triple crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, a single crochet, and then you'll end on a slip stitch. And then we'll go to round 2. So for round 2, when you get started, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So I'm going to take this stitch marker out because we're going to work a slip stitch into that, and then I'm going to place it into this loop. So the 4th one, because we just chained 3. So this is our slip stitch on the other side. I don't use the stitch markers anymore, but when you're first getting started, they can be really helpful so you're not missing stitches. So that first one that we just took the stitch marker out of, we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, so you have this little loop right here. And then the next stitch, you're going to do a single crochet, and then you're going to do 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, and then the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to do double crochets. And then the 4th, and then the next 2 stitches, you're going to do a half double crochet. So half double crochet, 1, half double crochet, and you have 2 stitches left, and you're going to do a single crochet. And then the next one, you're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, so I'll go over those stitches again before we go to the back side. So you're going to join that chain 3 together with a slip stitch, single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 4 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, a single crochet, and then a slip stitch. And then we'll move to the back side. For the back side, you're going to take out that stitch marker, and you don't need that anymore because we're not going around anymore. We're just doing these 2 rounds. You're going to put a slip stitch in there also. Okay, and then that first one, right after it, you're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to mirror the other side like we were just doing. So half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. You can really see your leaf coming together at this point because the end kind of starts to curve up a little bit. It's really pretty to see. And then the next 4 stitches, you're going to do double crochet. That's your 4th one right there. And then mirroring the other side, you're going to do a half double crochet, a single crochet into the next one, and then you're going to take that stitch marker out and make sure that you put your last stitch, it's going to be a slip stitch, into that spot. So a slip stitch. Okay, and then this little loop that you made, you're going to place 1 more slip stitch. And then we're going to start working the surface stitch next. So for the surface stitch, what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into your work. And I kind of like to try to find the middle. And I'll insert, and then on the other side, I'm going to grab yarn. You pull that through that hole that you just inserted into, and then you slip stitch it, okay? And that's your first stitch that you're going to do across the surface. You're going to want to end with 10 stitches. This part, you can get creative if you want to. You can crisscross things. You can make it swirly if you want to. It's up to you. Everything in nature is not always uniform. So have fun with this part. I'm going to show you again. You go into that middle part, you push your hook through, you grab the yarn onto your hook, pull that up, pull that all the way through the loop on your hook. Just a slip stitch. It's like a surface slip stitch. Grab, pull up, pull up. So I have 6 stitches right now. Oops. I want to make sure that you grab that yarn for sure and not the tail that you have going. Here's my 9th one. Okay, and then the 10th one, I like to kind of place almost in the stitches. So I'm going to try to push that through, get it as close to the border or the edge as I can for the stem. So you should have 10 all the way down, either the middle or zigzag, however you want to do it. And then we're going to make the stem. For the stem, you're going to chain on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to put a slip stitch into the 3rd chain from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. And then you're going to make slip stitches all the way down till you reach the border. You're going to put a slip stitch all the way down into this part right here. Try not to go below that, or else it can make your stem look a little wonky. Okay, and then into that last one right there. And then we're going to weave in our ends, and your leaf is going to be complete. So when you're weaving, when you want to weave in your stem end, you're going to clip off about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Pull that all the way through, and then you're going to pull it a little bit tight. Helps it stand up a little bit more. And then you're going to insert your tapestry needle. Onto the thread. And then I like to work the direction that the yarn is going for this because it helps the stem stand up just a little bit straighter. So I'm going to work into these right here. Just going to weave in and out about 2 or 3 times. So you can see when you pull it snug, it keeps it standing tall. And then I go in one more time. it snug again. That way back. And then I'm going to clip it. And you can also weave in this end as well if you would like, but I've just been clipping them off since this is not one of those products that I plan on washing a lot. But there you have your leaf. Leaf number 1. They can be so fun because they can all look very different in shapes and sizes. And this pattern is one that anyone can learn and use. And it's so quick once you get it down. Okay, so before you put your leaves onto your garland, I'm just laying mine out in the order that I'm gonna wanna place them in by color. So this is my first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and then I'm gonna start over with the first one again as I'm adding them onto the garland. Okay, so for the garland, you're going to make a slip knot and you're gonna chain 10. You'll want a tail that's about a little over half the size of your hook. So chaining 10. And this will separate each of the leaves by 2.5 inches. So I'm putting mine kind of close together. So it's up to you with how many you want to, how much length you want them to be apart from each other. And so you have your chain 10, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna just keep the yarn on your loop. You're gonna grab your leaf, and that spot where we put the chain 3, the slip stitch, or the chain 6 and the slip stitch, you're gonna place your needle or your hook into that space. So place your hook into that space. Say that 10 times fast. That's hard to say. And then you're going to push that in. And I want them all to be facing the same direction. So I make it so I just put it either one side or the other. It doesn't matter which side you do because you can turn it around if you want to, but I want them all facing the same direction. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna yarn over and you're gonna pull all of that through. Okay? So then you have the leaf attached. Okay, so I'm on my last leaf. And I've chained 10. And I'm gonna take my last leaf insert my hook into the third spot down. Make sure that it is facing the same direction that I put the other ones on. Yarn over, pull all the way through. And then what you're going to do to end your work is you're just going to chain 10 more. So there's 10, and then you're just going to cut your work, pull your loop all the way through, and then you should have your garland. Mine will be bigger than this, and I just wanted to show you an example, but then you can use the ends to hang it up somewhere decorative or give it as a gift to someone. But this is just a really fun little way to have some holiday cheer. Thanks for joining me today. See you next time.